Dear students, welcome you all to the digital orientation program. So we'll be just starting in a few moments. Before we start, I'll just like to introduce to the panelists. So we have representatives of our institute, SR Institute, and we have Dr. Karthik Singh sir. So he is actually the director of international relations, and we also have Deepa Lakshmi ma'am. She is the admission officer of international relations from SRM University. So our digital orientation program will be divided into two parts. So the first part we will have a presentation from the institute side, and the second part will be we will be having a Q&A session from the students, and which will be from a study in India team or by the institute representatives. Regarding the how to ask the questions, we have a chat box on the right hand side where you can post your questions. Also, there is one more option to raise hand. Once you raise hand, I will be able to note you down. And after the presentation, you will be able to ask the question when I will unmute you. So right now, I am handing over to Deepa Lakshmi ma'am. So ma'am, you may please start the presentation.
Thank you, Amit. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to meet you all through this forum. We have our Director of Internationals here to address you all. And other than that, we have also requested one of our alumni to join this forum. He will join shortly now. Over to our director now.
Yeah, thank you very much, Deepa, and thank you also, Amir, for setting up this platform for us to interact with the prospective students. We really owe a very big thank you to Study in India for creating this whole program. One is creating this program to promote to students in regions like Africa, Asia, other parts of the world, to talk about what are the opportunities for higher studies in India. And we've been very careful in selecting the institutions also, which will be partners of the Study in India scheme. In fact, we are one of the earliest partners of the Study in India program, SRM University, or SRM Institute of Science and Technology, as we are now called. And we are a very kind of prominent university in India. Some of you may have heard of SRM. So maybe at this point, if I could request Deepa to share we have a small PPT which we have prepared just to highlight some of the salient points for the benefit of those who are attending. So basically, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So shall we start playing that video also, sir, before starting?
Yeah. Okay, sure. If you've got the video, we have a small short video for you, which I think you'll find quite interesting. Always the visual form is quite nice to see, and yeah. Okay, I think that didn't come out too well. Maybe it's normally a very nice video, but I don't think the impact of that came through. But anyway, can you make it full screen, Deepa? Is it possible?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
That's the maximum, sir.
Okay, okay. I think it's we're having some kind of technical issues. We're not able to put up our PPT. But anyway, I think basically what I want to tell all of you, first of all, I want to congratulate all of you for having taken the effort of sitting for the Study in India SAT test, of having been successful. You have got through, so that's a major leap forward in your quest to pursue your higher studies. And we're indeed grateful to all of you for having chosen SRM as the institution where you would like to come for studies. Now, the first thing we'd like to tell you is that you have chosen the right place. I'll just tell you for a few reasons. One is the fact that we have one of the best accreditation scores in the country. I think you all know what accreditation means. It means that some agency, in this case it's NAAC, it's a national agency that has gone through, it has done an audit, and it has found us as a multi-stream university to be at the forefront. As a multi-stream university, we're at the forefront in the country. You can see that. So we have got the NAAC A++, highest grade. So that's a CGPA of 3.55 out of 4. So we are the only multi-stream university to have got that grade. So what does that mean? And I think it's very important as students who are embarking on a life journey to study, that you go to a good institution. And how do you judge which is a good institution? You look at what's called as accreditation. And here you can see we have got this accreditation. So for you, it means that you have got a benchmark, and that benchmark you will carry with you throughout your life. You have gone to a good institution, you have got a degree from a NAAC A++ university, and that's going to help you also in terms of your future career progression. And you'll feel proud to have that degree also. What does it mean to the institution? It's not just some kind of to get that grade. And so what it means is, if the government, because it has so much faith in our capability, is telling us we are going to give you even greater autonomy. You can design your own courses. So which means that if you take engineering, we have a flexible curriculum. So the student can actually design their own curriculum. And we have come up with new innovations. We have got an engineering degree where you can take a major and a minor. For example, if you take computer science engineering, you major in that. You can also take a minor in AI and machine learning or cloud computing. And these are all contemporary programs, much in demand. It also shows that we are in very close touch with what the market wants, what the industry wants. And the industry has been telling us, we want you to upgrade the curriculum. We want so that the graduates who are coming out will come out with very contemporary skills and competencies that we are looking for. So that is a very important benchmark. And you can see other people, it's not just NARC, but we also have other international agencies who have ranked us. Times Higher Education has also ranked us. And ARIA ranking this is about how innovative a university is. See, innovation is important, isn't it? Now, some of you might take up a job in a company, some of you might become entrepreneurs. So we need to start building up that spirit of entrepreneurship and innovation in the students. So we have mainstreamed this entrepreneurship, design, innovation into the curriculum. We have got an incubation center. We have got companies that we have incubated on campus. So taking all that into mind, this ARIA ranking is given by the government. We are third in the country. And you can see also the QS. QS is another international agency for the BRICS universities. So they have placed us quite high in the ranking. Now, NRF is, you must have heard of this is again by the ministry, government, the National Institutional Framework, ranking framework. So they have also set very strict parameters. And so we have measured us against those parameters and benchmarked against other universities in India. And you can see that as a university, just take into account that we have probably something like 900 universities in India and another 40,000 colleges. So we are number 35 among the universities. Engineering also, we started as an engineering institution almost 30 years back. We have grown, and so we have grown in terms of engineering. And as we were growing, we added a lot more other programs: medicine, health science, science and humanities. We added agriculture 2 years back. We've got law, one of the best schools of bioengineering, and our computer science engineering is really, tremendous demand for joining our universities, because students, after they finish these degrees, they're immediately grabbed up by the placement companies. So you can see engineering, medicine, pharmacy, these are some of the ranks, and we're pretty high up there. And QS also, they have come up with the ranking for Asia. So we are quite well placed there as well. So if you look at engineering, you must have heard of ABET. This is another benchmarking accreditation it's US based. So what it means is, when some of our programs are recognized, accredited by ABET, it means it's a global benchmark. So let's say you do computer science or IT, which is ABET recognized. It's not just recognized in India, globally. So wherever you go across the globe, you can proudly say, yes, I've got an ABET accredited degree. So that is something you would like to look at. Similarly, the Institution of Engineering and Technology has accredited 4 programs. And we have, that's a UK-based agency. So again, you can see how international agencies are benchmarking their qualifications and saying they are almost equal to the best in the world. You can see also the QS, it has given us 4 stars rating. This is called rating. So they have given us a very good rating there as well. Yeah. And go to the next one, Deepa. Yeah, I'm sorry about this slide, but I hope you can just see what it is. And in terms of infrastructure, you can see we have quite a large campus. and large number of labs. Now it's very important. It's not just theory. It's not just what you learn in the classroom, but also what you learn in the classroom. You have to have good laboratories where you can carry out the experiments which are related to the theory. And a lot of these labs are supported by industry. So what does that mean? That means industry has the confidence to come set up these laboratories in our university. And we also attach a lot of importance to our co-curricular activities, sports, and we have a very big stadium. Yeah, next one, people. Yeah. And built up area, it's huge. It's a massive built up area and a huge campus, because you'll be quite surprised to know just in the we have 4 campuses. The largest is in Katankulattur, yeah, close to Chennai, or the erstwhile used to be known as Madras. And you know, Madras has a very historical connection because this is where the East India Company by the British was set up. So very historical connection. It was part of the whole British-India relationship and played a very important role also in terms of almost 300 years part of that history. And Swachhata is about how clean is our campus. Now it's you see, it's not important just to have a large campus, lot of buildings, but you've got to live in a clean environment. There's no point having all of this if your environment is going to be unclean. So we are very high up there in that Swachhata. There's a government ranking where they come and measure things like various parameters they have. And also one needs to be, an institution needs to be conscious of the environment. What is the environmental concern that we have? So we all know how important it is to harness alternative energy. So you can see that we have a very high output in terms of the solar power. We have these panels and we generate our own power. And because of such a large student base, see, almost in all our campuses, 4 campuses put together, about 55,000 students. So we're a very large campus. Katankulattur itself, we would have about 40-odd thousand students. Now, large, and the students come from every state of India. So there's diversity within India, and also from about 60-odd countries from abroad. So we believe not just in national diversity, but also having students from other cultural and from other countries. So why is this diversity important? Because students come, they enrich the atmosphere on the campus. They also enrich the atmosphere in the classroom. They bring different perspectives, new perspectives, and we live in a globalized world. So it's very important that students also kind of grow up, do their study in a among a diverse environment. And to back up all the work that we do, and to have for us to, because large number of students, a lot of research happening, we need to also provide the IT backbone. We have a computer center in SRM. Very few institutions have this, which means that we can also do very high-end type of research. And we're a very green campus. I wish I had some pictures to show you. Almost 30% of our area is covered by trees and plants and flowers. So it's a beautiful campus that way. I also already mentioned a lot of flexibility in the curriculum. In fact, in engineering, we have what's called as IDEAL, interdisciplinary experiential active learning. That is the concept. So it's a very interactive format. Students can set their own curriculum. And the labs are also not just ordinary, they're very state-of-the-art labs. which are very important. And some of these, and what's happening now is because of the online teaching, we very quickly moved over to e-learning. And so there is no, we made sure there's no dilution in terms of the teaching learning process. And so we do this through e-labs and e-lecture contents. And so we are not living in isolation because we have set up MOUs with number of other institutions in India and across the world. These MOUs are very important to create these partnerships because we are not, no educational institution can live in isolation. They have to network. Many of the problems, you know, are global in nature. You take this pandemic also. It is not limited to one country, to one state, or to one province. These are all global issues. So many of the issues that are happening now are global. And so we need to work together at a global level to try and address some of these. And approval by top government agencies, for example, AICT has approved all our engineering programs. Medical Council of India has approved our medical degrees. Dental Council of India has approved all our dental degrees. So it goes on that way. And we make sure that all our students get a mandatory industry training. So while they are here, they have to also understand what it's like to work in the industry. I've already touched upon this choice-based credit system, credit transfers. That is also possible. Students can set up their own credits and their own course. And some of our courses are supported by the industry. For example, in computer science engineering, one of the largest companies, IT companies in India, TCS, we are working with them in some courses. In mechanical engineering, we have similar setup. And faculty also, through the faculty industry immersion program, they go and spend time in the industry. Otherwise, faculty, what happens, they stay in the university and then they're cut off from the industry. So that's not a good sign. So that is, we do that. And admissions, we don't just take anyone. Merit is a very important consideration. And they have to sit for a competitive exam and then get through that exam. So one project also is done in industry. And recently, because of the pandemic, most of the exams were conducted through the online process. And the MOOC is the online courses that students can take. SWAYAM and NPTEL, those are given by the Government of India. So students, we tell students, okay, part of your course you can do by taking online courses, pass the exam and we'll give credit for that as well. So that is another thing. And entrepreneurship initiative, we have now told students your final semester project, earlier it used to be only a project related to their discipline. But through a project with collaboration with UC Berkeley, we have set up a centers for entrepreneurship, centers for design innovation. And we have told students your final semester project can be an entrepreneurship. So we want to encourage students to also start their own industries, their own programs. And this culture is there in the university, and you will also be able to benefit from that. And when you go back to your country, you'll be able to become entrepreneurs. Next, Deepa. Okay, research is very important. A lot of money goes into research, and you can see we are research-led university. Large number of PhDs have passed out of the university, more than 600. And we have a very large research center funded by Government Department of Biotechnology, where a lot of advanced research is happening. And a very large number of government-funded research projects are there, worth over 140 crore of rupees. And you can see publications are quite high. We have a large number of patents, and you see the centers of excellence, almost 10 centers of excellence and 12 centers of research. Now, these could be on nanotechnology, it could be in IT, it could be in mechanical engineering, robotics. So a lot of the students will be able to kind of gain experience from those centers also. Deepa, next. Yeah, large number, probably about more than about 3,000 faculty. Most of them happen to be in engineering and technology because of the nature of our background, but also in the other disciplines. You can see the faculties here: science and humanities, medical, management, law, and agriculture. So the only course that we are not offering probably is veterinary science. So anything else you want to do, we have got it over here. Okay, large number of scholarships, which we offer. We are also offering some 100% scholarships, which we have for example, for MTech, we have some scholarships. Also for Africa, we have some scholarships. Maybe Deepa will talk about that a little later, if any of you are interested to know about the schemes. But anyway, you've all come through study in India, so there's that funding as well, which is available. Yeah, next one, Deepa. Okay, this is about our internationalism. You can see that I already mentioned about 190, more than 190 MOUs with foreign institutions. Our students, a large number, we send them to these partner universities to do a semester abroad, 1 semester of either coursework or to do their research. Some of them go for shorter summer programs and immersion programs. And this is open also to our international students. Some students from Africa and also from Nepal have made use of these semester abroad programs. We also get, I've already said that we have an international diversity of students. And so internationalism is very, very important for us. In fact, one of our mission statements is devoted entirely to internationalism. So with that, I think there's a lot more to cover, but we have just covered some of the salient points. So I think I'll stop with that. And maybe now I'll request Deepa to very quickly share some of her experience of handling the SI scholarship, which may be of interest. I think some of the points, Deepa, you'd like to mention to the students, because I think even in the case of some students who have got full scholarships, we are finding it quite difficult to, students are not going into the SI portal and accepting them. So we are also in a slight dilemma as to what to do in such cases. So I request Deepa, if you'd like to say a few words at this point. And after that, I think with the permission of Amit, we can have a discussion.
Sure, not an issue at all.
Yeah. Deepa, can you come in? Is Deepa there?
Me, sir.
Yeah.
Now is it audible?
Yeah. We
Hello?
can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. This is a wonderful opportunity meeting you all. We are very glad that we see so many students are interested in SRM, and we can see this time lot of students have preferred SRM as their first choice, and they have applied through Study in India portal. More than 600 students have applied for SRM. It's all over the globe. We are very glad to see such good responses from all these students. This is a wonderful opportunity, as our director sir has already given you a glimpse on about SRM University. This is a wonderful opportunity to getting admission in such a great reputed institution. No words. SRM is the best and one of the topmost deemed private university in India. We would like to talk about the scholarships that we offer for African students. First, we have some founder scholarship for 100% scholarship for the 25 seats only. It is seat restriction is there for these courses. We process based on merit and first come first served basis only. The courses are like BCom, MCom, and BA journalism and BSc Computer Science and BSc Chemistry and Biotechnology. For all these science and humanities related courses, we have 100% founder scholarship for all these courses, and this is predominantly for Africa region. Considering this pandemic situation and the economic condition of Africa, our management has decided to offer for these particular courses. And about SAARC and Far East regions are concerned, we are offering 50% scholarship for the students from SAARC and Far East Asia. Earlier, if you see, we had only 40% of economic scholarship, and this has been extended to 50% this year, considering the pandemic situation. And it will be a very good opportunity for Nepal and Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. So the students who are all interested from these regions can utilize this wonderful opportunity. If we have different Group A and Group B courses and BTech courses are concerned. Group A is about computer science and nanotechnology, where the tuition fee comes around 9,000, and we are offering now 50% only. So it comes around $4,500 per year, especially for the courses like computer science, aerospace, and nanotechnology. Other than that, considering this 50% is only $4,000. As far as science and humanities courses are concerned, it is only $1,500. UG courses are concerned, you would incur only $1,500 per annum. And coming about this master's courses in FS Science and Humanities, you would incur only $2,000 per annum. So this 50% scholarship is a wonderful opportunity for the students from SAARC and Far East Asia. We have already sent you the provisional admission letter, but and apart from that, we have MTech 100% scholarship. We have sent you the admission letter, but that will be considered for further admissions only if the candidates found.
Okay. Yeah.
It is purely merit, and candidates are expected to meet first class in their bachelor's degree. Sorry, sir.
Deepa, I think just coming back to the study in India, because these are all SAT scholars. So
okay,
I think one of the problems that we faced is even students who have got 100% SI scholarship.
Okay,
we have been finding it difficult to get them to accept and to convert them into enrollments. Can you just say something about that? Any message? Sir. Any message to the students?
Yes, sir. Actually, through Study in India program, we have offered 100% scholarship for few of the MTech students, but we see that the students are yet to accept that. But it's all purely based on merit only. If they are not meeting the eligibility criteria, this 100% scholarship cannot be carried forward.
Sorry, Deepa, just to comment. This is about what about the G1 scholarships? No, SIA is giving the full scholarship. So
yes, sir.
Those students, can you just touch upon that part?
Yeah, one second, sir.
Sir, if you allow me, I'll be able to explain.
Yeah, please, Amit, you can
all
comment.
The students, Study in India scholarship has been allotted Yeah. So the scholarship has been allotted based on the merit. In some of the countries, we were able to conduct INSET examination. So based on the marks that you have got, on those basis only, we have allotted SII scholarship to the candidates. Rest of the countries where INSET exam were not held, it has been allotted purely the merit of the candidates. This is the one thing, and the SII scholarship is around $3,500. So in case if the institute fee is less than $3,500, including everything, whether it is tuition fee or anything, the student is not required to pay anything. But in case the total fee, the tuition fee, hostel fee, or mess fee, or any additional charges, if it is uh, if the total fee is $4,000 and have got a scholarship, then the remaining five thing is tuition fee waivers. So some of the students, I have also received a few questions regarding the fee waivers as well. So fee waiver is purely on the tuition fee, not on the entire fee of the institute. So there are categories of the fee. One is the tuition fee, then there will be hostel fee, there will be mess fee. So this G1, G2, G3, G4, they are purely on tuition fee waivers. The remaining fee has to be paid by all the candidates. Additional to this, I have observed that the institute have more from their own end. So I have one question from one of the candidate, and he has been allotted G4. But in the next step, they have the institute has offered him tuition fee waiver. So on the basis of the merit, the candidate has received G4, but the institute has upgraded the tuition fee waiver and they have provided 50% tuition fee waiver to the candidate. So this question posed by Mr. Mridul. So basically, you are asking for a full scholarship. So I'm really sorry to say that this is not possible because the scholarship is purely based on the merit. On the basis of merit, you are not getting any scholarship. However, the institute has given 50% tuition fee waiver on their own. So instead of getting no tuition fee waiver, you are now getting 50% tuition fee waiver. So I think this is a good gesture from our institute. And if you require any kind of more clarity on this, you can find the email address on the offer letter, which is being issued by the institute. You can mail them and you can get more clarity from their side as well.
That was very clear, Amit. Thank you so much for clarity.
Yeah. Sir, so I think now I have some of the questions that I have received.
Yes,
So,
please.
Amit,
so we
thank
can
you, Amit,
discuss this.
for giving us the clarity on our behalf. May I request Mr. Ismail Zaharuddin, who is there in this forum? He's one of proud alumni who has completed the MTech course in SRM University. Can we permit him to just give a glance about SRM for just a few minutes?
Sure. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, over to Ismail. Ismail, can you please, now it is your turn. Amit, I think you have to give him an option so that he can speak now.
Ma'am, so by what name has he joined?
His name is Ismail Zaharuddin.
Ismail. Okay,
Yeah,
I got
I
it.
can see him in the participants list. If you allow him, I think perhaps he can join.
Yeah, Mr. Ismail, now you are on mute, so now you can speak.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah, we can hear you, Ismail. Go ahead.
Okay. I am Ismail Zahreddin Yakubu. I am from Nigeria. I recently completed my MTech here in SRM Institute of Science and Technology. Actually, SRM is a highly ranked university which is accredited by so many accrediting body. And actually, SRM have all the resources, well qualified and experienced faculty for someone to join and learn. If you are willing to become a future engineer, a scientist, a medical doctor, a manager, an entrepreneur, SRM is the best place for you to come and actualize your dream. Because being here in SRM, I come across a lot of resources, well-experienced faculties, which taught me a lot of things, and the environment is well conducive for someone to study here. So as an aspirant, whether from Africa or from any other continent in the world, SRM is the best place for you to study and realize your dream. So I am telling all the aspirants to join SRM because SRM have all it needs for someone to realize his own dream. The environment is well conducive. The faculties are qualified and well experienced. There are a lot of resources for you to carry out your practicals and become whatever you want to become in the future. And like the director said, the curriculum is flexible here. It is true. The curriculum is subjected to modifications based on what the industry needs. The curriculum is always going in line with the needs of the industry. So I recommend SRM for all the aspirants to join and become whatever they want to become in future. Thank you very much.
Ismail. Surely now with this, your speech definitely would help all the aspirants to understand about SRM. Thank you so much. Now we shall open it for Q&A session.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, the first question that I have received is, one student is asking whether there is any option to change the course which has been allotted to the candidate by Institute under study in India. So,
I request the candidate to send us an email to admissions email ID. Let us go through his transcript and we shall confirm him. If he is found eligible for the course, we shall definitely take it up. That won't be an issue. I request the candidate to send us an email.
yeah, sure, ma'am. Next, I think we have one question from Aritra Suvo. Aritra Suvo,
Okay.
so I am now unmuting you, so you can speak now.
Yeah.
My name is Aritra Suvo. I am from Bangladesh.
You have applied for B form, right?
Sorry, ma'am?
You have applied for B form, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please little bit louder? I am not able to hear you.
Ma'am, I got SII scholarship at SRM Institute of Science and Technology. I have full money of $6,464 for
Okay.
dollars. Then my total money is $2,964, including registration fee, eligibility fee, and other fees.
Okay.
Do I have to pay the full amount now?
I think you have already sent an email and our account section will address that email. Don't worry about that. We will give you a clarity. We will have to go through your provisional admission letter. I will ask my account section to send you an email with the clarity that how much balance amount that you may have to pay. Okay, we will soon address it through through our account section. We will go through your provisional admission letter. We would verify how much that you have already made the payment. We will give you a clarity through email that how much balance that you are supposed to make the payment. Should that be fine?
Okay, ma'am. One more question.
Yeah, please.
Ma'am, when will class start and when the rest of the amount will pay?
As far as medical and health science courses are concerned, tentatively the classes would commence in the second week of October. The first semester is going to be through online only. Further communication will be given to students after the enrollment directly from the concerned academic department.
Ma'am, I will do the first semester through online, which means I am not accepting any food or hostel. However, do I have to pay?
That's what we will check with your account section on the payment that you have made, and then I will ask my account section to give you a clarity through email itself.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Ma'am.
Don't be worried. We will send you a clear email on how much balance that you have to make the payment to proceed with admissions.
Okay, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am.
Yeah.
I have one more question. Can I?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Ma'am, rest of the amount will. What is the last date of paid rest of the amount?
Don't be worried. We how time that you would require to make the balance payment, you can put it in an email. We will check with our management whether it is approved or not, whether it can be approved or not. Okay. If you require some more time to make the balance payment, please put it in an email clearly so that we will take it up with our management and shall get back to you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Deepa, maybe you can consider taking an undertaking.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sir. Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, so next question we have from Mohammed Javed. So his question was, is in next semester will we have physical class or not? So Mr. Javed, I think the physical classes will depend mainly on the situation that we are going through. If the
Exactly.
pandemic is if the pandemic is well under control, we will ask the students to come and have a physical class as well. Otherwise, the first semester is going to be online. Right, ma'am?
You're right. You're exactly right.
Yeah. He has also asked if we can share the file, the presentation file. I think so. The file, the PPT that you are presenting here, is it possible for you to share with the students?
Yeah, let them the email. We will share it with them.
Yeah.
Okay, let them
Okay.
send an email to them, email to us so that we will share it to them personally. Individually, we will share it with them. That won't be a problem.
Or Amit,
One
if
more
you,
information.
Amit, we
Yes,
can
sir,
send
please.
it to, we can send the file to you, and if you are in touch with the students, you can pass it on to them. That is also
Sure, sir.
possible. Huh?
Yeah, sure, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so one information for all the candidates who have joined over here. So we have a recording of all the discussion that we are having over here, and that will be automatically sent to you over email. So if you want some details regarding the institute, you may go back and listen to it once again.
Yeah.
Question is give some information about BPH course.
Deepa?
Sir, you wanted to add any points on this public health program or?
No, see, public health, we want to inform all the students. We are one of the very few centers in India. We have an excellent school of public health, which is involved in many international and national projects. And so for the very first time, we have started an undergraduate program in public health. And we have received a very large, very overwhelming response from students. And Study in India has been very kind enough to offer 100% scholarships for these students. Almost 29 students have got 100% scholarships to do their undergraduate degree in public health in SRM. But in spite of follow-up from our side and the department, I don't think any student has actually gone and accepted the offer in the Study in India portal.
Yes,
So
sir. We
I
see
think-
only some 7 students who have accepted, sir. As far as this BPH course is concerned, only very few students have accepted in the portal. The rest have to apply. Around 200 provisional admission letters we have sent it for BPH courses.
Yeah.
So if
Okay,
there are
ma'am, so let
any,
me clarify.
if
Yeah,
there are any
so,
students present here who have got the scholarship, please apply immediately. Please, I think Amit, you can just clarify the procedure, no, for them.
Yes, sir. So actually the process is the student who has received SIA scholarship, there is one option to accept and reject the offer once the institute has uploaded the provisional admission letter. So all the students who are present here, and if you have SIA scholarship, please go on to log into your dashboard and see the button of accept and reject. You have to accept it, and today is the last day to accept the offer. In case you are not going to accept the offer, your application, which means your admission as well as your scholarship will be cancelled and it will be given to some other student. So all those who have received the SIR scholarship, please, you are requested to accept the offer by today. So we have one another question. What is the deadline for registration of this semester? So Deepa ma'am, can you just please answer this question?
Sorry, Amit, please come again.
The student is asking about the deadline for registration of this semester, last date.
Registration for this semester, this admission is processed through the applications from Study in India portal only. If he has already applied, then he has to make the payment immediately. So the classes have already commenced. As far as engineering courses are concerned, the classes have already commenced. Even science and humanities courses also. It's been since last 2 weeks, the classes are going on. So sooner the better. The candidate can go ahead and make the payment right now. This is the right time, so that's he can easily cope up the classes.
Yeah. So
Still, we have one more month of time for the admission. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, Deepa. Yeah, go ahead, Deepa. Yeah.
Still, we have one more month of time for admission process. In fact, we would genuinely consider all the international students, even if the time exceeds till the month end of October. But we would advise the students to make the payment to proceed with the admission, so that they won't miss a lot of much of classes. Sooner the better. We'll move on to the next question, Amit.
Yeah, so we have Muhammad Ali with us. So he's going to ask the next question. So Muhammad Ali, I'm now unmuting you. So you may ask your question. Muhammad Ali, you can speak now. Muhammad, your voice is not audible. Can you please speak?
Yes. Thank you for your information. I want to ask some question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes. One question. Is the first semester will be online?
Yeah, as it was already mentioned, the first semester, because of the pandemic, everything is being conducted. The entire teaching learning process has gone online. So all the classes are happening online, including the lab programs through an e-lab format, and the exams also. If the lockdown, I mean, if the government gives permission soon, we will have the exams will be conducted. Otherwise, even the exams will be done through an online format, and then all the international students can come and join us for the in-person classes in the next semester. So you will have time to apply for your visas and plan your journey and come here.
Okay, thank you. Can I ask one question?
Please go ahead.
How much tuition fees will be at the dental section?
Have you not received an admission letter from our NLE?
Yeah.
Which course have you applied for?
I have 50% discount.
Okay. Okay. You can go through the admission letter for the fee structure because we have clearly mentioned the annual tuition fee in the admission letter. If you have any queries on that, you can just copy your admission letter and send it to me through email. I'll just look into it and give you a clarity on the fee payment.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Please
you.
do copy me your admission letter as well.
Okay, I will send it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so next question that we have, when we come to India, will the SI provide services for us till we get to university? So this is mostly regarding maybe airport pickup or something like that.
Yeah, we have a separate division called the student services with us. They would facilitate upon request. If you can send an email to
Okay, so
admissions email ID, we can facilitate that as well. We have got a separate department to facilitate all these support for the students. We can absolutely do that. That won't be an issue for us. If they can send an email to admissions.email ID, we can facilitate that.
yeah, so the students and particularly Mr. Mohammed Javed, if you are landing in country in India,
Yeah, with itinerary details.
So, yeah, so you are requested to
Amit.
kindly share the itinerary
Itinerary
details with
details.
the admissions office, and they will definitely help you guys to reach out to the institute.
Yeah, we'll take care of everything. You know, the any questions on accommodation in the hostel or any other doubts, including the visa, anything to do with the immigration department, renewing the visa, etc. So we'll take care of all the needs of the international students.
Okay, so we have Nasrullah Amiri. Nasrullah, I am unmuting you. You may ask your question. Nasrullah Amiri, are you
yes,
there?
hello.
Yeah, please.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello, tell me, Mary.
Yes, Miss. I have a question. We have admission letter, but I don't know how money I pay.
One minute. You have applied for BPH actually. Hello, you hear me? Yeah.
Well,
actually, the tuition fee is 3,000. We have offered you 50% scholarship. You have also SAE scholarship. You can avail SAE scholarship as well. So we have mentioned that also in the provisional admission letter. You're supposed to make only $445. $445 because there's a scholarship of $3,500 from Study in India. So you are supposed to make only some $445. That has been clearly mentioned in the provisional admission letter.
okay.
Okay. Please go through that provisional admission letter. If you have any queries on that, you can just send me an email. You're supposed to make only some $445 to block your seat for this BPH course. See, as far as this BPH course is concerned, it's a one of the most demanded course. As far as this and that too in this pandemic situation, considering this situation, this course is all about the disease of absence of disease and infirmity, something of that sort. So this is a very one of the most demanded course. So as soon as you accept, we can proceed further with admissions. Okay.
Yes. When we pay, there's the money.
You can immediately start processing. If we have given you in the second page of the admission letter, you can find the bank details. You can start processing the payment through online.
Okay. I have problem. my admission letter has been rejected by mistake. I can accept the letter again.
Oh, you have rejected it in the portal. That won't be a problem. I will send it to you through individual email ID. We have your email ID with me. Now you can check your email box. I have now sending your provisional admission letter now. I have your email ID. It is 541amri@gmail.com, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sending it right now. You can check your email box. Within 5 minutes, you will be able to have the provisional admission letter in your mailbox. With that, you can start processing the payment. If you have any queries, please send us an email. We can assist you through our account section also.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
just request you to kindly forward the mail to me as well, because he's a SIA scholarship, and if he has rejected, then it will be difficult for us to continue. So we will reset it, and then Nasrullah, you have to accept it. Okay?
I'm marking you CC right now, Amit.
Sure, ma'am. Sure. I will accept the offer from his side if he is still not accepted.
But can we get a clarification from him whether he's sure to accept?
Yeah, Mr. Nasrullah, can you just hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, so right now you are saying that you have rejected the offer, correct?
Yes, I'm rejected due to my mistake. I was
Okay.
can
So
I
do
do?
you want to accept it, right?
Yes, I will accept.
Okay. So in the next 1 hour, I will enable the button of accept. Okay. So after
Okay.
1 hour, you check it and accept the offer. Otherwise, your admission may be cancelled. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, who
Yes.
want to change department can?
I request the concerned candidate to send me an email so that I can review his transcript, and if he is found suitable for the applied course, then we shall definitely send you the admission letter for the preferred course. Please send us an email.
Is that okay, Amit? Amit can comment.
Yeah. So, sir, this is regarding changing the course, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very well, Amit.
Yeah, so there is
From
one
our end, we
thing
have
that
no
we
issues.
need to catch. One
Okay.
catch point is there. So if the course duration is same, then we are allowing the student to can if the candidate is eligible for another course, we may allow. And particularly in case of a study in India scholarship holder candidates, if the duration is same, it is fine. If it is the course is changing from 3 years duration to 4 years, then it is not possible.
Okay, whenever there's a change of course request, let them also mark a copy to you. Or and whenever I send the admission letter to them, I will invariably mark a copy to you, Amit, so that we both can. Okay.
Yeah, so in case of there is a change in the course, so particularly for the scholarship holder candidates, if the number of years is same, then there is no issue. If the number of years is changing from 4 years to 3 years, it is fine. It should not increase from 3 years to 4 years, because we cannot increase the duration of the scholarship. However, it is possible to reduce the duration of the scholarship that we will be offering. So I think, Nasrullah, your question is well answered, right?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, okay. So after 1 hour, you just be present on your dashboard and ready to accept the offer. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Are you saying anything, Nasrullah?
Yes. When we I mean,
You are not audible. Can you please repeat?
when we come to India.
Coming to India is a very dicey question at this moment. Because of the prevailing pandemic situation, the first semester is going to be completely online, and the second semester will be intimated to you by the concerned department. Once, if the situation is well under control, we will be asking the candidates to report at the institute, If the condition is not that much good, we will mostly go with the online classes itself. So the concerned information will be sent to you via email by the concerned department, by the concerned institute. Fine?
Okay. Sir, I have a question. This is when we want here,
Nasrullah, your voice is not coming through. So Nasrullah, if you are going to ask some more questions, you can drop a mail to Study in India, help.studyinindia@gov.in, or you can also mail to the admissions office at SRM. The email ID is mentioned on the offer letter. You can mail to them also. They will also be able to reply to your questions.
Okay.
So now I have another candidate, Sani Ibrahim. So I'm unmuting you, Sani. So please, you can ask your question.
Yes. Hello, ma. Good morning.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
good morning.
My name is Sani Ibrahim Mohammed from Nigeria. My question is, if the student is not yet able to pay the fee at the right time, what will be happening? The admission letter will be cancelled, or there will something that will help you about that?
Yeah, so Sunny, so you are just asking like if you are not able to make the payment at the right time. So in this case, you are requested to kindly mail to the admissions office of SRM. You can mail to the email ID is available to your provisional offer letter. You can mail to that particular mail ID and ask them for an extension for the payment of the fees. Or if you have any other query, you can also mail them. They will reply you. Okay.
Okay. More questions are.
Yes, please.
About the fee, is all the fee that if the student pay, they will conduct about the tuition fee and the hostel, or is only for school fee?
Can you please repeat?
I said, if the student pay the fee for the school, they include the tuition.
Yeah, so you can check your offer letter. So in the offer letter, everything has been mentioned in detail. What is the tuition fee? What is the hostel fee?
Getting me?
The accommodation is purely optional, Sani. It is purely optional only. If you opt to stay inside the campus, we can facilitate you. We have various options of hostels available with us. You can contact us. You can send me an email on this.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Most welcome.
So I have one more attendees. I'm unable to get the email ID. I'm unmuting. So one of the participant who has registered with Study in India at hcl.co.in. So are you able to hear me?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, so can you please ask your question and please introduce by your name?
I'm Mary Rose.
From which country?
Can you hear me? I'm Mary Rose. Mary Rose.
Okay, your country, please. And
Coming
you?
from. Yeah, I'm asking whether there is a full scholarship because I think I can't afford the tuition fee and everything.
No, the maximum, whatever the scholarship is applicable as per the norms that has been already offered. So you can refer to the provisional admission letter. More than that, it is not possible right now because as per our scholarship norms, we have sent you the provisional admission letter. As per the norms of Study in India and as per the norms of SRM University scholarship, we have issued the admission letter. So more than that is not possible at this point of time.
So there is no full scholarship at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the scholarship is given to the student based on the merit that you have. So The scholarship is not available for all the candidates. We have limited number of scholarships, and based on merit, it has been awarded to the meritorious candidates only.
Can you come again?
As per the norms, the scholarship, as per the scholarship norms, we have already issued the offer letter. So you can please go through that offer letter, because beyond that, it is not possible at this point of time. The offer letter has been issued as per the norms of Study in India and as per the norms of SRM University.
They gave me 25% tuition waiver. I think it's not enough.
That's what only in the maximum extent possible. We have already mentioned that in the offer letter. Beyond that, it is not possible, maybe.
Outside the 25% tuition waiver, how much am I meant to pay?
You can send me an email with the copy of your admission letter. We will give you a clarity on that. Please do include your admission letter in the email. We will address you separately through email. We'll help you in making the payment. I mean, we will give you the clarity on how much that you have to make the payment based on your admission letter. Please contact us through email.
Which course do you want to do?
Listen, that's what, sir. We have to go through the admission letter.
No,
we'll go through this.
Which course she wants to do? Course.
Physiotherapy, sir.
Oh,
BPT, sir.
Okay.
So they can't give me full scholarship in.
We have already offered you 40% scholarship. That is the maximum. That is as per our norms.
They gave me.
Yeah. So now we have another question from Daniel Yakubu. So you can drop a mail to the institute, and the rest of the questions regarding your fee will be answered by the institute. So we are moving next, and we have Daniel Yakubu. So Daniel, I'm putting you on speaker. You can speak now. You can ask your question.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
good
Daniel.
morning.
Please tell me.
My question is that this year 2020 scholarship, is it with accommodation or not?
No, the scholarship is only for the tuition fee. Generally, in any university, we mostly they would offer scholarship on tuition fee only. As you have applied for medical lab technology, we have offered you 40% scholarship. So the annual tuition fee would be, actually the tuition fee is $3,000. We have already offered you 40% scholarship. So annual fee would be $1,800 only for you.
When did you start the payment?
Look, now you can. That's what you can start making the payment now. The admissions is on, so you can start making the payment now. The classes would commence in second week of October. Before that, we can initiate the online enrollment process. So it would be more appropriate if you start making the payment right now. You can. First of all, I request you to please accept that in the portal.
Accept what?
Yeah, you please accept in the portal. Study in India portal, you have to give your acceptance. So please accept your offer so that we can reserve your seat for this particular course, because we process the admission based on first come, first served only. So sooner you accept the offer letter. Sorry, please go ahead.
I pay when I pay the tuition fee, then I'll accept the admission, or I'll accept it.
Okay.
Hello. When are you starting the lectures?
In second week of October onwards.
Okay, I can pay the tuition fee now.
Yes. Yeah, yes. I say yes. Yes, you can please go ahead and make the payment now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Daniel. So now we have Habtamu Dance. So Mr. Habtamu, I'm putting you on a speaker. You can ask your question now. Mr. Habtamu. Tamudans, are you there? Okay, so you can ask your question via email also. We are not able to hear you. We are moving on to the next candidate. We have Rahul Obra with us. Mr. Rahul, I am putting you on a speaker now. You can ask your question.
So actually, I got 100% scholarship on my admission letter. But I make the payment also according to the admission letter. I make the payment. But now the college is telling that I am not eligible for a scholarship.
Yes, Amit. Unfortunately, we see he has not uploaded his semester-wise transcripts. After that, we followed up through our BPO call team. So after we received the transcripts, when we verified, we noticed that the candidate has not scored 60% in his bachelor's program. So we informed him that that meritorious scholarship based on merit is not possible for him. He is eligible for 50% scholarship. Actually, as for the Study in India norms, he is eligible for 25% only.
Okay.
Because he is coming under the category of G4. But we have offered him 50% scholarship. But after going through his transcripts, we come to know that he is not meeting his eligibility criteria of 60%. So our scholarship committee has denied his offer.
So I already submitted my documents on Study in India portal. My provisional letter was there. It's already mentioned that second division.
That's what. After verifying your transcript, that's what I'm telling Rahul. After verifying your transcript, our scholarship committee has denied the approval for scholarship.
Yeah, Rahul, please listen to me also. Rahul, listen to me.
It's purely based on merit.
So actually, the scholarship, whatever is being offered, is purely based on the merit, right? So initially, it was found that they thought that you have scored 60% marks in your marks. You have 60% marks, but later on, it was found that you do not have 60% marks.
No, already
okay.
Already I uploaded my documents.
We have emailed also separately on this. Those who have received 100% scholarship, we have also sent them an email that it is purely based on merit. And in the admission letter also, in the very first sentence, we have given that this admission letter is valid only if the candidate found suitable as per the eligibility norms. That is the very first sentence of the admission letter. And also on the second page, we have mentioned that the admission stands cancelled if the candidate is not meeting the eligibility criteria. We have already put that everything in the admission letter. We don't need to call you and tell you, why don't you go through the admission letter?
Rahul, just listen to me once, okay? Ma'am, let me explain him. Rahul, it has been found that your document is not up to the mark, and accordingly, your scholarship which was being offered is now stands cancelled. Okay, so if you have made any kind of payment, we will discuss with the institute and we will inform you accordingly what we can do in the next step. We will handle your case separately, and we'll make sure that no harm is being made to you. Okay.
But I want to say that before giving me the scholarship, you have to check my details. I already uploaded my documents.
College reserves the right. It has been clearly mentioned in the admission letter, Rahul.
Ma'am,
we have
let me
clearly
explain.
mentioned that.
Yeah, so Rahul, institute reserves the right to cancel your admission even after you have studied there 1 year. If the institute finds any of your documents not correct up to the mark, the institute reserves the right to cancel your admission. So this is actually the best thing that has happened to you. If they would have found this thing after 1 year, then they might have cancelled your admission even after 1 year. So providing the best document and providing, look, the requirement is from the institute side. You have to meet the minimum requirements from the institute, right? And they have found that 50% is the scholarship that is being now offered to you from the institute.
By checking by checking my provisional degree, then only they offered me the 100%. Then I agree for that and make the payment.
Yeah, so I agree. There has been some mistake.
Before giving me the scholarship, I inquired multiple times on call and email. Even you replied me, yeah, you have got the 100% scholarship. You can make the payment. Then only I done the payment. Now after making the payment, they are denying for that. So it will ruin my future also. Because I will not
No,
get
it will
any.
never ruin your future. We will make sure that
Because
nothing bad is going to happen, and we will talk. You will take your issue separately. We'll discuss with the institute as well. So there is no need to worry about this thing. Okay.
Okay, that do some needful on that, because as you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
I
sure.
am
We will.
from Nepal,
I
and
will
what
take. I
crisis
will
is
take
going on
your
in
case
Nepal.
separately. I will handle your case myself only. I'm from a Study in India team. I will handle your case, and I will make sure that no harm is being made to you. Okay.
Okay,
So
thank you, sir.
next question we have. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Rahul. So next question we have. I will just read the questions and answer the answers. And Deepa ma'am, if you find if anything needs to be corrected,
Okay.
you can correct me. So the
Sure,
next
sure.
question is my question: if the student not be able to pay the fee at the right time, what will happen? So you are requested to kindly mail to the institute. The mail ID is available on your provisional admission letter. You can mail to the institute regarding the delay in the payment of the fee, and you can also mention up to what time you need the extension, what time you will be able to pay, and accordingly the institute will help you out.
Correct, Ahmed.
Yeah. So the next question I am getting is Rini Tik Bol Kheer. You were asking about the email where you can send the issues about the changing the course. I think the email ID is present in the your admission offer letter. You can go over there, check the email ID, and you can mail the institute regarding this. So one question I have got is from Marian Sarifi. Are the total amount of tuition at university in India free of charge for applicants? No, the tuition fee is not free of charge. Uh, different universities they have different fee structure, and accordingly you will be required to pay. And if you have got any kind of tuition fee waiver or any scholarship, that amount will be deducted, and the remaining amount you will be required to pay. So one question is it possible to change institution under a study in India program after accepting offer from the SI portal? So once the institute has accepted your offer, your application, you cannot change the institute now. So if your application has been rejected by the institute, then only you will be considered for next round of counseling. Otherwise, your institute is fixed. You cannot change your institute. However, if you want to go for another course, you can request the institute, and accordingly we will discuss with the institute, and then we can give you a solution about changing the course. Another question is the total amount of hostel and livelihood charge are free for applicants. So please be sure all the candidates, the pocket money expenses have to be borne by the student themselves. Institute is not going to take care of your of your pocket money expenses on a daily basis. And the hostel fee, if there is any hostel fee, that will be mentioned on your admission offer letter. Please, everyone, please go through your offer letter very sincerely, read each line very accurately, and then you will be able to understand all the questions that you are asking over here. Rahul, I think your question we have discussed and will be dealt accordingly. Do not worry about that. So, one question: what happened after starting online study? From Hanadi Yaya. So, this semester we are going to start the classes through online only. And once the things are settled down, the pandemic is over. Accordingly, we will inform you, all the students, and you can then come to the campus also in India and you can continue your studies. And from Daniel Yakubu, I think you should check your provisional admission letter. You are asking a question to change your course, so you can go through that. You can request this to your institute, mail them, and accordingly your request for changing the course will be well taken care by the institute. One question is, are the traveling expense of from Afghanistan to India and from India to Afghanistan during the bachelor's degree program free of charge for applicants? To all the candidates, no. Airfares, if you are coming to India via airplane or via any means, all the fares will have to be taken care by the student themselves. No institute, neither study in India is going to pay for your airfares. You will have to take care of these fares yourself. Also, once you land in your institute, once you land in India, all the expenses, your pocket expenses, daily to daily expenses, whatever you're going to for a lunch or going for a dinner, anything that you will have to pay by yourself. One question is, I applied for his Indian Council Award. Will I get a comprehensive scholarship? So this question is from Hanadi Yahya. So I'm not aware about this council award, but if you are saying that you are getting any other scholarship, so there is one rule that you will be able to get only one scholarship at a time. So if you are getting any other scholarship, then you will be given only one. At a time, no student can be allowed to have two scholarships. So I think I have answered all the questions. If any candidate is willing to ask any question, you can write down here in the portal, in the chat box, or you can raise your hand so that I can see, and I will unmute you and you can ask your questions. I'm okay. So Mr. Hab Damu Dance, I'm putting on your mic once again. So I think you are asking about your question. Hab Damu Dance, can you please repeat your question? Hab Damu Dance. We are not able to hear. Can you please once again post your question in the chat box? Another question that we have is when the online classes will start. So ma'am, can you please just answer this question? If the classes are already started or when it is going to start?
Yeah, for yes, Amit. For ENT and FSH, the courses have already commenced. Since last week, it's all going on. Orientation programs are all going on. For MHS, the classes will commence by October 2nd week, tentatively. So, the further communication, we will send it for all the students who have already made the payment.
Okay, so some of the courses, the classes have already started. So if all the students, if you have received your offer letter, proceed ahead with making the payments and all, and then you can join the classes so that there is no much of delay, and you can accordingly will be able to, if in case if you have any other question also, you can ask the institute via email also. So all those students who have received the offer letter, if the classes have already started, please do not make any delay. Start your registration process and start making the payment if there is any, and then accordingly you can start your classes as well. So Mr. Marian Sarifi, so you're asking like, I'm from Afghanistan and I cannot pay the fee, what can I do now? So really sorry to hear about this. So all the institute, they have their own criteria. The fee has to be paid. The only thing is that you can request the institute, you can drop a mail and accordingly, the institute will be able to help you out regarding this. If they can provide you any additional any additional fee waiver or not, you can communicate to them directly. They will be able to answer all these questions. Next question is BPH course online classes start or not? Ma'am, can you just please answer this?
Amit, for all the medicine and health science courses, the classes would commence only by second week of October.
Okay, so for BPH also, the classes will be starting from the second week.
Yes.
Yeah, second week of October, the classes will be starting.
Yeah.
Have Tamu dance, you are asking like changing your father's name. That is not an issue. Once you have got the admission offer letter, there is no issue at all. They will record to your father's name via your via the documents that you have provided to the institute. So if your father's name is incorrect in the portal, there is no need to worry about this. Everything will be corrected from the institute side. The institute will be able to correct all the names through your documents that you have submitted. Yeah, so I think if there is any more question, you can please raise your hand. And as of now, I cannot see any more question. Or ma'am, if you wish to provide any additional information to the candidate.
Okay, Amit. Actually, we wish to thank you for arranging such a wonderful forum, Amit. Through this, we can address all the basic queries of the aspirants from through Study in India portal. For any queries, they can approach us through the email ID through which they have received the admission letter. That's admissions.ir@srmist.edu.in. We would definitely assist them in addressing their queries. In any clarifications regarding airport pickup or fee payment, we would definitely assist them. I request the aspirants and the students to contact us through email for any queries, for any change of course or anything of that sort. We can definitely facilitate them. We wish them all the best. Thank you, Amit.
Ma'am, can you just please mention the email ID that I can write down and the students will be able to.
Okay, admissions as in plural.
Admissions.
Admissions.ir. stands for International Relations.
Yeah,
IR at the rate of srmist.edu.in. Edu as an education, in as in India.
Yeah, okay. Admissions.ir@srmist.edu.in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all the candidates, I have written down the email ID of the institute where you can send your request. And any query that you have, you may directly contact the institute. They will be very happy to answer all your queries. One more thing, I have received one question. How will this online classes be contacted, like using which social media, WhatsApp or what? So the means of communication will be provided to you once you have completed your admission process. The institute will be helping you out at each and every step. They'll be guiding you how to join the classes, how to make all the arrangements regarding whatever the requirements are there. They will be able to help you out. Does the institute prepare the English language before studying the major? I do not speak English well. Ma'am, so this question
no, the English is the most important language because that is the medium of instruction in Indian universities. In SRM, English is the medium of instruction. So English is the basic subject that they should have taken in their grade 12 also to consider them for bachelor courses. So English is must.
Yeah, so I'll request the student you can start your English language course on your own to improve your English language because the communication is will be only in English language. So there are certain free tools available on the internet also. You can refer to YouTube also, where you can start your English language preparation right from today itself, so that you are not going to face any kind of issue while you are attending the classes as well. So it's always better if you know the language, so that you will be able to communicate with the institute also, attend the classes as well. One another question is, are we going to India this year or next year? Yakubu, this is very uncertain. we cannot guarantee anything. So once the situation triggers, we'll be able to start informing the candidates for the arriving in the country. So for one question is regarding the network issue that is going to be anywhere. So the student, you are requested to kindly make sure that you will be able to connect to the internet and able to attend the classes as well. So I think, ma'am, is it possible for for the institute to send the recorded classes as well to the students?
I didn't get you. The class schedules, huh? You mean the class schedule?
No, not the class schedules. The classes which are going to be online. So those
Okay.
online classes, whether it will be sent to the students also, the recordings.
I'm not
Will it
sure
be
about that. Let
available
me
on
check
the
it about
portal?
the academic department. As of now, I know that they are conducting the classes through or Zoom, and they have WhatsApp group separately.
Okay.
I'm not sure about this. Let me check it about the academic department and get back to you on this, Amit, because I don't know whether they're
Yeah,
sending
sure.
it as a recorded audio or something of that sort. Let me just check it up with the academic department on this. And generally, they are
Yeah.
taking the classes through Zoom. I know. If the students wants the information, let them record it.
Yeah. So, so what is happening once you are enrolled with the institute? The classes will be happening online. We'll be attending the classes. There will be separate WhatsApp group where you will be informed regarding each and every decision which are being made by the institute. Any kind of information which is required from the institute to be shared to the students. So there will be a separate WhatsApp group also where you will be informed regarding the updates. You will be receiving all the updates over there also. There is one more question. When we come to India, is the university take an exam for us? So regarding the exam, so there is one thing. If the classes are still going to be online, the institute may conduct online exam as well. And if you are in India, the examination will be conducted in the campus. So I think we are all good. If the students, if you are having any kind of more questions, you may drop a mail to the email ID that I have shared with you. And in case you I think the institute will be quite able to answer all your questions. So thank you. Yeah. So Kardar Singh sir, thank you so much for attending the webinar and introducing your institute to all the institutes. And Deepa ma'am, thank you very much also.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yes. So thank you guys. Thank you participants, all the candidates from different parts of the world. If you have any kind of more questions, you may ask your question via the email that we have shared to you. And have a good day. Thank you so much for participating in the presentation. Thank you all.